Gotta love technology these days, right?
Yeah,
you definitely do. So we're sitting down here, and he actually brought in a couple songs we're going to be sharing with you. It's new to our rotation, and definitely a different sound than what we get. We have an open door policy with Colorado artists, and just wanted to sit down and talk about his music, his passion, his life, what kind of brought him up. First of all, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate
thanks for having me.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
No problem. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you kind of got involved with music and what's going on.
Yeah. So, at a young age, music was always a passion of mine. Was involved with choir, both in school and in the church as well, with, my youth there. My older sister, Mickey, she actually had a lot to do with it too. She was really, she's a couple years ahead of me in school there, and she was really into pop. So, pop and R&B, so a lot of New Edition, Janet Jackson, that kind of era, into the Jodeci's and things like that. So I had a real heavy R&B background. I think it shows in my music, right? Like,
I can definitely hear that.
It's there. But round about the time, I don't know, I'd say, Dr. Dre, The Chronic drop, that was about 92.
Oh, yeah.
It was sold up for me, man. At that point, I knew what I wanted to do, and I really got heavy into hip hop and really have pursued that for a long time. I've had a lot of fun and experiences doing that, different shows, and we'll get into that kind of stuff. But recently, in the last, I'd say, year and a half, have made this hard transition, this hard push into kind of this new sound, kind of a country hip hop Colorado. Hybrid, call it what you want, but as long
I've heard
as
them call it like hip hop.
Yeah, different stuff. Yeah. So, it's working. I'm getting a really good response from it. Having a lot of fun doing it. It feels organic. That's really important to me. That what I'm doing matters to myself, right? That it feels like it's important. Yeah, and I feel sometimes that as artists, we can put ourselves in a box sometimes. Like, oh, I'm a rapper. Okay, so then I can't do a country song.
Right.
Or I'm a country singer, so I can't do hip hop. Or, vice versa, rock or whatever the case may be. And I've just always been, kind of perplexed, kind of puzzled by that. Like, why would you put yourself in a box? Like, today if I feel like I want to, drop a few bars on some rap beats, I'm going to do that. And if people like it and they want to share it and enjoy it, by all means. And if I feel like singing a country hook today, then that's what we're doing, right? So that's kind of in a shell what I've had going on and kind of where I started at.
That kind of reminds me, I was watching a documentary of when Run DMC and Aerosmith got together. Like, the producers wanted them to get together, and Aerosmith was like, no, what are you guys doing?
Right.
And Run DMC, so there was a lot of friction there, and then they did it, and they just became best friends, and actually loved it,
Yeah. So. And it's kind of a hot topic sometimes, but people... You can see it. You can see hip hop. It's transitioned from kind of where its birthplace was, into mainstream.
Yep.
Into country, into rock, into, so it's really been embraced by the artistic world and all the creators. I feel like, it's fun. It's a lot of fun, so it's something that, I think the world's ready for.
Yeah.
And you can tell with the Jelly Rolls and the Chris Rocks and things throughout the years. These are the times right now that we're in, and I feel like there's a place for it.
I definitely agree. And so you have a lot of kind of country background because, well, you've been in Colorado for a while. You're up in Greeley.
Yep.
But you came from Nebraska.
Yeah. So family's born. I was born in Scottsbluff, Nebraska. So Western Panhandle, a lot of Midwestern values, right? Kind of Bible Belt stuff, and proud of that. Hard work. You put in the work, you get the result, kind of a thing. And my professional career right now, as far as what I do for a living outside of music, I'm a safety consultant, so it takes me real heavy into oil and gas and into agriculture. A lot of dairies, things like that. So I'm kind of out there, salt of the earth, boot on the grounds, kind of kind of guy there, and you know, being from Nebraska, and even my grandfather, right? You know, rode horses and wore his cowboy hat every day, and I was kind of the anomaly that kind of, you know, went off and got into some street stuff, you know, some questionable things when I was younger. You know, that's a whole another topic there, but you know, it's definitely in my roots, and I'm just kind of embracing that now as I've kind of come full circle in my life here.
And when did you start recording?
Oh man, this was to really put it, it would have been about 1999.
Oh wow,
2000. Yeah, I was about 18 years old, 19. We got I was approached by a record label, Trump Tide Entertainment. Rest in peace, Jeremy Cruz, and then my friend Rock Smooth, mentor of mine. Both guys really believed in me, and we did some big things. You know, I'm talking. You know, I'm 19 years old. The first concert I ever did was with Lighter Shade of Brown in front of like 800 people. So you can imagine, to an 18-year-old kid, 19-year-old kid, I'm like, oh, I'm blowing up.
Yeah.
It's over. It's just a matter of time, you know, and here I am, you know, 20 some years later, and I'm still, you know, on that road and that journey. And I love every minute of it. But yeah, so, you know, kind of started there. We used to record on ADAT. So for those of you guys that, you know, there's a lot of new heads out there. I'm from the analog age, you know, you can't punch in. You gotta, you know,
perfect.
You know what I mean? Trying
yeah.
to sync up 4 Alesis ADAT tapes, you know, only 16 tracks, and your producer's late looking at you if you gotta, hey, punch me in. He's like, no, how about just come back when you're ready?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of
yep.
a deal.
Yep.
So
I remember recording on a 4-track
Yeah,
analog. Oh,
you totally
it's just
understand.
nuts.
Different world. But I'm real grateful for that, because it forced me to be a good recording artist, you know, kind of a, sometimes one hitter quitter can go in and lay my verse and my hook. And, you know, some of my recording sessions with the amazing, you know, Symes Carter. He's one of the biggest producers and DJs here in Denver, from Albuquerque, but you know, Denver's his home. I mean, I go to him and we can be done with the track full, just completed, you know, about an hour, you know, just laying them all down, and he's already almost done with a good solid mix there. You know, so
I love when that happens in the studio. You're just in the zone, or it works. Yeah.
Well, and it's a really cool dynamic we have there, actually. So, what we're doing with this project that we're on, we have a process where, you know, go in, kind of come up with the concept and the beat. We'll tap in, you know, guitar players, things like that, to get the riffs, kind of build the electronic beat around the actual instruments, things like that. We'll come up with it in the concept, and then I'll go home for a couple of weeks, and I'll finish it and memorize it. So that way, when I go back to the studio, it is I mean, this thing is, you know,
do it in your sleep.
Right. Yeah. And it's organic. You know, sometimes I think when you start doing music as much as I do, and others, people get, it turns into a process where, like, oh man, I got to get another song. And you get the beat sent to you, and it's almost like factory now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Assembly line.
Yeah, the assembly line. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I can make assembly line tracks if you're interested. You know what I mean? Right. But are they going to be as heartfelt and as real as sitting there and actually, you know, getting in the studio and creating with your producer? And, you know, that's what I love about working with Symes is it's not just a producer at that point that's saying, oh yeah, okay, record, good, you're done, hook, verse, all right, out, done.
Right.
He's telling you, you know, hey, give me another one like this. Hey, I need to hear it like that. You know, and he doesn't exclusively work with a lot of people, right? You know, I mean, everybody would love to work with him. He's really busy. And so I'm just grateful to even be on that team. Right. You know, just to have it as an option, and just kind of going out there. If anybody out there ever has a chance to work with Symes Carter, you need to jump on that. You need to take that, because it's not like you can just wake up and do it. You know what I mean? I'm on a waiting list, like trying to get in type stuff. So definitely, you know, shout out to Symes Carter, man. Everything he's doing, rhythm and country. He's got an album out right now. He's been touring, you know, all over the Midwest, Texas. I'm fortunate enough to get on a show with him, and we can kind of talk about that a little later. But shout out to you, Symes. Love you, brother.
Heck yeah, definitely. Well, we're going to play a song right now, kind of take a little break. I want to play, we're going to start with 2 a.m. You said that came out about 1.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Something like that. And, so this is one of the couple songs that you originally sent into us, and all those songs kind of go through everybody here. And when I first heard it, I'm just like, yes, this is awesome. I love this guy. Tell us a little bit about 2 a.m. I mean, what's this song about to you?
So actually, I was that beat was kind of originally made for a country artist, right? And I got my ears on it, and I was able to ultimately secure that for my project. And once I heard it. Produced by Symes Carter, of course. It's once I heard it, I was like, man, that's what I'm talking about. I want to go kind of not just rap. I want to do something different. And I felt like I could play with that. Well, we were in Albuquerque actually for Cinco de Mayo, not last year, but the year before. And we opened up for Kid Frost, the legendary Kid Frost, Latino godfather of Chicano rap. So to be in Albuquerque on Cinco de Mayo, opening for one of my legend artists, favorite artists, Kid Frost, was a milestone for me, right? Really, really cool. And, so out there, and on the way back I ended up getting that beat. And so I literally, and those of you that are familiar with 470 here in Colorado, I got off 470 and I wrote the hook. By the time from 470, I take 49 back to like Kersey. Start getting a little northern Colorado there, right?
Yeah.
But basically from 49 from 76 to Highway 34, it's about a 20-minute stretch. I had that hook done just singing it in the truck.
Nice.
Right. And man, I just love it. It really kind of speaks to, I've been there. Have you been there where you're the last one there?
Yeah.
2 a.m. last call.
Oh, yeah.
Please tell me I don't got to go.
I've been there after the bar shuts down.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So it's a fun song, but it also thinks, I think that song can reach people on a different level. Sometimes we're going through something.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And we just want to, just, hey, man, just let me sit here. Just let me sit here for a second.
It's not always fun when you're there past 2 a.m.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, definitely, heartfelt song and was the first song in my transition into this kind of a country hip hop kind of a journey there.
Awesome. All right. Well, we're going to play that. We'll be right back real quick. Once again, we are talking with L.I., and this is L.I. with 2 a.m. We'll be right back.
I've been chasing sunshines down dusty county roads, and I've been pulling my waist, and mama said, there you go. Yeah, baby boy, better walk with it what you were, 'cause the good Lord said, only getting back what you were. It's 2 a.m. last call. Tell me I ain't gotta go, 'cause I got problems and I wear them on my sleeve. Baby, that's alright with me. The sharpest truth is spoken when you got nothing left to lose. And I done placed my bets all on myself in a house of blue. Yeah. sunset sound like so far away from the place I've been. Well, surely I've been promised more than the place I'm in. Yeah, 2 a.m. Last call. Tell me I ain't gotta go. 'Cause I got problems and I wear them on my sleeve. Baby, that's alright with me. Come on. It's 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. Last call. It's 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. Last call. It's 2 a.m. Last call. Tell me I ain't gotta go. 'Cause this old bosso been holding on my pain. Only got myself to blame. It's 2 a.m.
L.I. right there with 2 a.m. Man, I love that song. That was the first one. That was my first introduction to you. So absolutely love it. And we were kind of talking on the break that you guys use kind of a combination of different samples, and then you got some live instrumentation going on and everything. How is it kind of working? Do you work with the live instrumentation and sampling, or is this something that someone else does, like Symes that you were talking about?
Yeah. So for my, I learned a long time ago, and this isn't true for everybody. I love people that can do everything, but I don't have the passion to be a sound engineer. I learned about it. I probably could, right? I'm capable, but it's not in my heart, right? And it's not in my heart to be a videographer, not in my heart to be a photographer. So instead of trying to do everything myself in-house, which, I kind of wish I could, but I lean on my team. Really heavy. I lean into my team. Sometimes when we're recording things, they'll ask me what I want, and I'm like, I don't want to sully up your or
creativity.
Your creative juices there, man. You do what you want to do. I'm just, kind of the recording artist and the or the writer here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so along those lines, traditionally, in hip hop, it's a lot of drum machines, keyboards, that kind of thing. So, you'll get your 808s and kick drums, things like that, all your snares and everything off of your drum kits or your drum machine, your Triton keyboards, that kind of stuff. Especially with the dawn of all this digital stuff and how it's progressed.
Insane. Yeah, it's
now,
nuts.
With that being said, there is nothing like getting raw instrument, different
you can
recordings.
never beat that,
right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean. The change ups are more organic. You can kind of even get off timing on certain things and it still works.
Yep.
Performing in front of with a band as opposed to just performing over a beat. They both can be successful, and there's kind of I think some technique and skill that goes to that. But the producers that I work with right now. Symes Carter, shout out to Josh Fisher, Soul Sessions, DJ Yeti. My cousin Lazy Lokes, he's out in Sacramento. These type of producers, they're all, have their own studios and instruments that they're using there. And then another really close friend of mine, Noe De Leon, really helps with a lot of these guitar riffs, things like that. So we'll get people to play the live instrument and send it in, and then we can sample the live instrument.
Right.
and then build around that, right? And to be able to do that, you got to lean into your team. You know?
You do.
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
And that's great today where you can actually have them in Seattle and all these different places.
Sure,
we
sure.
work with one of our artists actually works with somebody in Australia.
Right.
And they have a sound guy in Germany, and it's just crazy.
Yeah,
When you were growing up, so you said, your grandfather, horse, cowboy hat, kind of, you were in the Nebraska thing. Was there a lot of music in your household growing up? Or are you just kind of like, I was the music guy that went towards music?
I think, some of my, as early as I can remember, my mom used to sing in choir. Close friend of our family at that time, little older gentleman, Jerry Ochoa, he was always on the guitar and, things like that. My grandfather, now that you mention it, and it kind of get me choked up here. I love my grandfather very much. Roberto Flores, he used to play the accordion all evening long, and he'd lay in his bed, right? You got to imagine this little small home that kept getting built bigger as the family got built, bigger. And it was like a circle. Us kids could run through the whole house, right? You'd go through the bathroom into my grandpa's room, into the back of the house, and then up to the living room, and just run in circles. But when my grandpa was in his room relaxing, you better not run through there, kind of thing, right? But, so he'd have his accordion, and he'd have his cigarette, his Marlboro. You ever have that grandfather, the ass just got like,
Oh yeah.
like, just really, really long.
It's almost amazing.
Yeah. And I'm like, how did you even accomplish that? So that ash would just be sitting there in the ashtray with the cigarette just burning, and he'd just be getting down on this accordion. So yeah, earliest memories, man, it was kind of etched into me, and for me, it's therapy, honestly. If I'm going to really be transparent here, I put music on the back burner for about 2 years there. I had to really focus on my career. I didn't want to be the guy that didn't have, my family life in order. Shout out to my wife, Dana Camacho. We have 5 daughters.
All
Girls.
goodness.
Yeah.
All girls.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So I did have to kind of dial it in there for a little bit and get focused on, hey, what if this music doesn't really ever pay out? Right. It's a passion, but I need to be able to leave a legacy and something for my kids.
My father always said,
for
make your passion and your hobby be great, and if it ever becomes your job, awesome.
Right.
But take care of yourself. Hedge your bets when it comes. Yeah, exactly.
And that's exactly what I was able to do. And I'm passionate. So I'm an instructor. I'm a safety consultant. I work for Red Rocks Community College as well. I teach like OSHA 10 and 30 classes and first aid, a bunch of stuff like that. But ultimately, I'm performing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'll be in a classroom of 30, 40 students, and I'm talking about how to get you home safe, but it works because it's the same guy. It's the same performance up there, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, we're always performing. We're always doing
That's
stuff like
right.
that. Now, you were talking a little bit earlier how, so you started in about 99, you said. And recently you're kind of like, I want to talk about my life, what's going on in my world type stuff. Tell us about a little bit more about that transition of what you're getting out there, what you're throwing out there.
Yeah. So, kind of starting at the beginning with that, right? I was kind of in and out of detention centers and getting shipped around, when I was a kid, getting into some trouble there, really heavy into gang culture, street culture, kind of got into the drug culture, battled addiction, all those kind of things. And might sound kind of bad, but for a musician, that sure is a lot of content, let me tell you, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
bet.
a lot of the music I was making was maybe a little more edgy and kind of down a different path, but it was relevant. It was real, right? And then as I made that, kind of told you, put it on the back burner there to get my life in order there for a little while. When I woke up from it, kind of looked around, I was no longer the same man, right? I'm a softball dad, at that time. I'm
with 5 girls.
Right. Like, working steady job. I no longer was pushing in the streets and things of that nature, So to sit there and continue to rap about that or make music about it was hard for me to do. No, you can still do it in retro. It's all, you can always talk about your
back,
past,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. But it didn't feel organic, right? And so I was looking for something, right? And I got into this group with a partner. Group was called Unlimited Data for about the last 5 years. That's what I've been doing, and our music was a lot more fun, a lot happier, you know. And then that ran its course, I feel like, and got back into a solo career here. And this recently happened in, I'd say, about the last 8 months since I really said, okay, I'm going to take this full time without any group, without anybody else. This is just my career. And here we are, you know, so I've been able to do that. And it's been great. It really has.
Was there a particular moment that you remember where it's kind of like, I need to switch this. I need to do this. I need to,
you know, I think it's a collection of moments, right? You don't see them when you're on the road traveling and doing shows and you know, but then when you finally kind of get back home and you take a second to breathe and things slow down, in hindsight, I'm like, you know what? There was a sign. There was a moment that this is almost inevitable.
Right.
Like it's been a long time coming. And, you know, I was a solo artist at first, got into the group thing, and now coming full circle back into this new journey. And man, I'm just loving every minute of it.
And you collaborate a little bit with a few people. So this next song that we are going to be playing, Chris Detroit. Man. So, oh, you got something to say already. All right. No, I mean, tell us a little bit about that, because some of your songs definitely have featuring other people. So,
shout out to Symes Carter, his network and his abilities to connect artists and people. There's an artist out of Texas, named Chris Detroit. Shout out Chris Detroit. Love you, bro. I was able to link up with him and get him to feature on a track. He was excited to be a part of the project. And, it was really cool too. You know, Simon sent him over the beat. And I mean, within, you know, a day, he had this verse done, and he's really active and busy right now. The fact that he was able to take his time, and not just give you something. No, some of you guys, I don't know how many of you guys feature artists. It's not always cheap, right? So let's get that out there. And the other thing is that you know, you sometimes feel like you don't get what you paid for, because to them, they're doing a bunch of these features and hey, boom, boom, it becomes sometimes assembly line. Right. You know what I mean? Not the case with Chris Detroit. If you're ever able to get a feature from him, I can say, at least on the project I work with him, man, he delivered something that was above and beyond what my expectations were, you know, that I even could think there. And, I wanted to do something about Colorado, you know, definitely. So Rocky Mountain Outlaw was the track there. And, getting him to give it his all and Simons to give his everything on it. And then he still shows love too. It's not like it's just done there. I post the videos for it or promo for it or whatever, all my social media accounts or anything like that. And he's right there sharing it and gassing it up. So anything I can do to ever help him out, you know, definitely Chris, anytime, man, call me.
That's awesome.
And that's all you need to do. And again, shout out Symes. Thanks for always being there and hooking that up.
Yeah, and you definitely mentioned Colorado a lot in this song. Yeah. And how long have you been in Colorado?
So when I left Nebraska, we moved to LaSalle, Colorado. Man, I must have been kindergarten, first grade.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then, in second grade, you know, some things happened in my family and, you know, we ended up having to move to the housing projects in Greeley. So kind of a culture shock there, even for myself, to go from kind of a single family American dream, kind of, you know, tree house and white picket fence kind of an environment all the way up until second grade. And then to wake up one morning and, you know, projects, you know, Delta Park, shout out Delta Park, Greeley, East 24th, First Ave, you know, definitely my stomping grounds there. Anybody in Northern Colorado, they know what the deltas are, you know. That's so yeah, you know, but yeah, since kindergarten, man, it's been a blessing to be, a Colorado son for sure.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely love it. All right, well, let's get on to this song. Rocky Mountain Outlaw featuring Chris Detroit from Texas. Right?
Yeah, that's
all
right.
LI, we will be right back. Rocky Mountain Outlaw.
Let my phone lay rest in that Colorado sun. River water wash away my sin. Ally, Chris Detroit. Hey, Symes, you crazy for this one? Let them have it, horse and cabin. I'ma build it from the bottom, you can keep the camera. I'm the one you wanna call when all you see is savage. Like a surgeon with them handles, watch me, I'm random. Dirty dozen called a cousin just to loose them reins. Colorado to the border, man, it all the same. Nebraska to Dakota, yeah, that native tongue. Wyoming to Montana, outlaw on the run. Said there's money in Texas, Midland, Odessa to Dallas. Shout out that rider, Detroit. Houston, we making some noise, but I gotta take it on. Nothing like that front range. Rocky Mountain, home, say rest in the Colorado sun. River water wash away my sin. I'm a boss in my four-wheel drive black truck. They ain't wanna get a load of my friends. Yeah, heavy chain, head of bevel plane. Locomotive all black on the run. Outlaw and Elijah Craig. Living down by the gun.
Hey, I'm an outlaw. I like to bend all the rules. Find me a nice cantina and kick out my booze. Yeah, I keep it solid as a rock. Might be in my space truck with caballos on the block. Yeah, go ahead and double up my fee. I got some new Justin boots and some cattle to feed. I keep a bad senorita, Silverado 2-seater. Diamonds on my 6-shooter, ice on my heater. Don't wanna catch me in the kitchen, I might switch cheese ya. I'm always on a mission, I used to work the pimpin'. Wild, wild west down in Texas where I'm living. Keep a pocket full of cash, it's a family tradition.
Let my bones lay rest in the Colorado sun. River water wash away my sin. I'm a boss in my four-wheel drive black truck. They ain't wanna get a load of my friends. Yeah, heavy chain, head of bevel plane. Locomotive all black on the run. Outlaw and Elijah Craig. Living down by the gun. Let my bones lay rest in the Colorado sun. River water wash away my sin. I'm a boss in my four-wheel drive black truck. They ain't wanna get a load of my friends. Yeah, heavy chain, head of bevel plane. Locomotive all black on the run. Outlaw and Elijah Craig. Living down by the gun.
Rocky Mountain Outlaw right there. That is L.I. featuring Chris Detroit. We are sitting down with L.I. right now in the K4CO studio. If you're just joining in, just sitting down talking about just, his life and the music and everything that kind of gets to him. Thank you again for showing up. We absolutely love this aspect of this job. It's my favorite thing because we got so much great talent here.
Yeah, Colorado. Colorado, man. It is just, man, just stewing. It is just stewing with such amazing artists in all genres, right? Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. No, it definitely is. So tell us a little bit about your process for writing. So, I mean, of course, you kind of went to kind of talking about more about what's going on in your life, more in front of you type action. But do you talk a lot? Do you write a lot kind of about you and what's going on in your life? A lot of fiction going on in there. What is your process? And do you just basically go with a beat? Do you wait until the song is kind of put together to put it, or is it just a combination of everything?
Right. So I can do, I guess, assembly line stuff like that, right? If somebody sends me something and, for instance, we went to Phoenix, Arizona with NB Riders. I got invited out there to open up for my brother Ricardo Martinez, which is Zigzag from NB Riders. Really grateful for him. That connection was blessed through Symes as well, right? And so he said, hey, we got this show in Phoenix, you want to come out here? So we get out there, and I met this other opener out there named Arizona Mav, is what he goes by. Y'all check out Arizona Mav. You can look him up like that on social media. He asked me for a hook and a verse. He's like, man, you're amazing. You heard 2 a.m. And he was like, dude, I'd like to work with you. So I didn't even charge him for it. I just wanted to get out there in Phoenix, right? And get that circulating. So when he sends me the beat, man, he had the concept. I was able to come up with it and lay it down and send that back. So I can do that. But what I really love to do, right, is to be in-house in the studio, create that beat kind of
from
like
the ground up.
Right, like I mentioned with Symes there, we get in there and he literally, I'll get in there and he'll say, all right, what's on your mind? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to do today? And I'll just start talking and start telling. He'll start throwing some drums in there or whatever. And while he's building it, I'm coming up with the hook or a cadence at least. And I guess to get specific about my process, a lot of times some people will write the words, and I don't always do that first. I'll come up with the cadence first.
Okay.
So I'll hear a beat or, a band playing or something, and I'll think of my voice as another instrument to add to the track. And I'm hearing the drums here and the strings here. And where does my voice fit in with that process? And kind of, and so a lot of times I'm not even saying words, but it's like, right. I'm listening to the beat. Yeah. I'm like, these kind of, and that's kind of dumb. And then before I know it, I'm like, I'm like, and then I kind of build that in 2 a.m. Last call. Right. And so that's kind of how I get into that. And young artists out there, hip hop artists, or if you're like a country artist and you're trying to throw a little hip hop in there, your change ups, guys, pay attention to that. It works for me. I'm not saying it's the only thing that works, but I'll change even in my verse where I'll break off into like a little melodic pattern,
right?
Or, a little cadence there. And then get back into the pop, 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 pop.
It's kind of like a little bridge that you're going out to. Yeah.
Those bridges and change ups in there. And man, it really works. I always get a lot of solid feedback, So if you're taking notes out there, don't miss that one.
Right.
Absolutely.
And you got some recordings coming up? How often are you going into the studio and seeing Sims?
Yeah. Symes.
Sorry about that.
You got it. Symes Carter.
Yeah.
So, at least, the goal is trying to be about twice a month. But projected right now for this specific project, we've completed 5 tracks. 3 are out. 2 are I'm getting ready to go record one next Tuesday. Another one, probably listen to it here in a second. And, so the frequency there is, what I try to do is stay relevant. Yes, I'm technically dropping an album, but it's kind of going to be more a collection of all these singles as they come along. So we're locked in for about 12 tracks for this specific project. Every 6 weeks at least, I'm trying to put out something new. It's got its own campaign. A long time ago, I talked with my boy Hypnotic. If you guys are familiar with the Denver scene out here, Top Flight, man, they've been around for a good minute. Top Flight Empire, man, those guys. So me and Hypnotic were talking one day, and he was like, the wave has kind of changed, brother. He's like, and yes, dropping albums is good. He goes, but pay attention, look at the writing on the wall. He's like, everybody's just putting out these singles with the digital age, right?
Yeah, we talked about that a lot. Right. It's all just single songs now.
Right. Yeah. Because it's about staying relevant. It's about, staying in the stream of the conversations, right?
Right.
And so every 6 months or some, you'll see I'm dropping another track, but it's got its own rollout. It's got its own little promo video. It's got its own little campaign there.
Right. Exactly.
Social media push, little YouTube push, perform it at some shows, and then 6 weeks later we're giving you something new.
else. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we were talking about that, how we kind of miss the whole albums, like start to finish, instead of that's 3 minutes, I want more.
Right,
You know,
right.
which is kind of how it comes. So you are kind of leaning towards, you are going to be releasing an album of collectively all
it's
these.
going to be called CO Soul. So COSOL, like soul in Spanish. So it's kind of like a play on words there. It's Colorado sun,
Yeah.
but being a son of Colorado as well, or a light in Colorado, right? You know, that kind of a thing. But it also hits my Latino roots, Mexicano roots, where it's like, CO Sol, you know what I mean? So, and just think of the artwork there, you know, with the sun flares and things. It's going to be a lot of fun, you know, kind of, you know, coming up with that stuff. I use a lot of different, artists for all my photography and cover art, stuff like that. So, my boy JB Cinema, graphics by Mal on IG, Joel Villarreal. If I missed you there, sorry guys, but definitely, these guys are some heavy hitters out there, and I just love their work.
Awesome. Doing a lot of more collaborations as well with people. That's great.
Well, and here's the thing, so also artists, if you're listening out there and you're looking for a pathway to kind of, be relevant out there, here's the bottom line is you do got to invest, man. There's no way around that. Right. Some people will talk to a Symes Carter or a JB Cinema or a Noe De Leon and hear the price on those things and be like, oh man, I can get it from old boy, $50, man. Why would I go over here and spend, $500, $700, $1,000 on things, videos, whatever, and my response to that is, we don't bat an eye, especially when we're younger, right? And a lot of these artists are younger. We don't bat an eye when we go out there and we drop $500 on a weekend, for some Hennessy and some
a party,
at the club,
house party, Vegas,
party
like,
favors, you know what I mean? Wink, wink. Like, come on, let's be real with ourselves. You don't blink an eye when it's time to buy, that kind of stuff. But you got a problem when it's time to invest in your music,
your passion,
in your cover art, in your video, in your beat, where you're recording, how the sound comes out. Also, the circle that you move in helps you.
Right.
So when you're investing in your team and you're willing to put up, kind of what it takes there to do it, the return on that is, how do you even put a price on that? I can't. Me working with Symes Carter, just to kind of throw it out there, man, the return that I get just from that working relationship, one, I've gained a friend and a brother, but the doors that he can open for you because you're willing to invest in yourself.
Right.
All he's asking you to do is invest in yourself.
Exactly.
And man, so it's always worth it. And if you're taking notes out there, make sure you guys are doing that, man.
When it comes down to it, it's your product. That is your product that's going out. So, we, I know a lot of musicians in the area, and one of the things that kind of cracks me up, which I did myself, and I know a few people that I worked with, we did too. It's just like, oh, we can mix it. Or, my buddy, he just got this software. He can go in and he can figure it out.
Yeah.
And then you go to a professional who, has been doing it for 20 plus years and is still learning.
Yeah.
And it's night and day from what you did to what they do.
Right.
That is the professional aspect of it.
Yeah. Well, and that's where it goes back to me where I know my lane.
Yeah.
I am only passionate about writing lyrics, recording, and performing. That's all I want to do.
Right.
And could I make a beat? Sure, I could. I don't want to do it. I'm going to tap into the ones that have been doing it.
Right.
And get that quality product. Right. Absolutely.
Definitely. I love it. Going on of what you have coming up, tell us about any events that you have coming. I know you're going even touring outside of Colorado and some inside. So tell us about that.
Major focus of mine is getting outside of the state. I've done music in Colorado long enough and have made some waves where, I've done the Roxy, I've rocked the Mission Ballroom, I've, done, Hoties and the Aggie up north, all these, of course, and opened up for, any kind of national artist that kind of rolls through on the hip hop scene, usually have an opportunity to be on these kind of shows. But I really want to focus on growing my audience and I don't want to use bots. I don't want to use, these other methods, which, hey, it's cool. Like if that's what you're doing, I'm not knocking it.
Everything's
man.
a tool. To use,
whatever. Right. And,
exactly.
and maybe someday I maybe change my mind, but there's nothing like going to Albuquerque and shaking hands and meeting people that, hey, how can I follow you? And they start following right there. Going to Arizona, into Phoenix and having Zigzag from NB Riders announce you on stage as his friend.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this
from
kind of
Colorado
stuff.
too.
Right. Yeah. So that's my focus. We got a show coming up. Rhythm and Country Tour. Symes Carter, his tour is going to be stopping in Grand Island, Nebraska. Believe that's September 28th. We're going to be out there. Let me just double check on the date while I'm talking to you guys. Don't want to give you the wrong information.
Oh no, go for
Pretty
it.
sure
Definitely.
it is. September 28th. But we are going to be doing that show. Really excited about that one. I love getting out there. Especially being from Nebraska, right?
Yeah,
So
back in your home.
so
town,
actually, one of my daughters, she goes to college in Kearney, Nebraska, and she lives in Grand Island. So my oldest daughter, actually, she's going to be able to go hang out that night and be a guest at the show, and then
nice.
we'll kind of catch a nightcap or something afterwards, right? Hang out. So we do have that one coming up, and just double checking here. It is September 28th in Grand Island. Go ahead and, tap in with any of my social media for tickets and more info about that stuff. And then we got a big one for sure coming up November 9th. This one is a more purist hip hop rap show. Real huge fan of Houston, Texas and Texas music and a lot of the artists out there. One of my favorite artists all time is Scarface, from out there. And I really follow a lot of these artists. This was also connected through Symes Carter, linked up with Adrian Scott. So Adrian Scott's one of the premier promoters for all these shows out here in Colorado. Awesome individual there, doing so much for the community. Shout out to Adrian Scott for sure. So this one is called the H-Town Takedown, and that is going to be Paul Wall. Shout out Paul Wall. Little Flip. Shout out my bro, Little Flip, man. Little story on that one too. So Paul Wall, Little Flip, Little Kiki, and Slim Thug. So if you're down with H-Town, Houston rap artist, there's also a special guest that is going to be announced. Can't drop it right now, but there's another huge H-Town artist that's going to be there. This was originally supposed to go down this summer, and it happened right at the same time the floods in Houston. And these amazing artists, Flip and Paul Wall and Kiki and Slim Thug there, they had to stay. They said, man, we can't leave right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? We got to take care of our city.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so through the grace of God and through Adrian Scott being able to work his magic, show's not over. Right. So November 9th, that's going down actually here in Greenwood Village at the DoubleTree Hotel. And those guys, I'm telling you now, if you have not been out to one of these, the last one we did was with Bone Thugs and Harmony. The one before that was with Too Short. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Like these are milestones in my career. But here's the cool thing. When you get the ticket, you can also participate in the after party that goes on in the atrium. If you're familiar with the DoubleTrees, how they got that atrium in the middle where the swimming pool and there's like a restaurant, open bar, DJ sets up, is spinning music. I mean, I was taking video and picture with Bone Thugs and Harmony at the last one, got my pictures with and got to talk and get insight from Too Short. And it's really relaxed environment, really, really cool. And then we just, there's a package deal where once you check out for your ticket, says you need a room, get a little discounted room. Well, you don't got to drive back to wherever you're going from out here by Fiddlers, right?
Exactly.
Right. You can just kind of crawl to the to the elevator and just fall into your bed, right? You know, so it's safe, and I mean it's just a great time. So I encourage everybody, get your tickets. They will sell out. This always is a good time. Tap in with my social media and find out where you can get tickets.
And tickets are available right now?
Yeah, right now.
Awesome. And that's right up the street from the K4CO station.
Yeah,
so
100%.
Very nice. Very nice. And you said kind of go on to your sites and see about these tickets. Tell us a little bit how and where people can find you. I mean, I know you're all over social media.
Sure.
Facebook, Instagram. Correct.
That's right.
And what is the best way? You're on pretty much all streaming media out there. What's the best way for people to not only contact you but to listen to all of your music?
Yeah, so available on all streaming platforms right there. You know, I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel right now. Something that I'm actively pursuing there. So if you were to look up, it's just ALIE at Ally-music. That'll work. Sometimes typing in ALIE 970. That'll take you to my Facebook page there. My IG is under Ally Music as well. So, you know, different avenues to get there for sure. Also, you can email me at nynsvnzyro@gmail. That's basically spells 970. Kind of my take on it. I throw it on some of my merch and stuff. It's kind of pops. It's kind of cool. So yeah, definitely different ways to reach out. You know, absolutely.
And you got your website, ALIE-music, MUZYC.
That's right. That's the website. Working on my merch store there, trying to get that hooked up with Shopify or something like that, right?
Yep.
So kind of bear with me. There's, you know, some stuff going on there, but building everything out, right? It's a journey and it takes time and resources. So we're working hard.
Right. Gotcha. All right. Well, man, it's been such a pleasure speaking with you. We got one more song, though, that we want to throw out there. Life on the Road. And this is a new song.
This is a new song. It's not out on any platforms yet. It'll be out this weekend. You're hearing it first here. K4CO Studios.
We love that. Thank you. Yeah. That is amazing.
Yeah, no, exclusive, great. Man. Exclusive. I just got the cover art back yesterday. So now I'm going to leave here and go upload this thing. So it should be available by Saturday, Sunday on all streaming platforms. But this song right here, a little something different, man. You know, for work, you know, it takes me down to the Permian Basin a lot. I get down to Texas. I'm constantly on the road, these back roads. I'm, you know, all the way from Parker to New Raymer into Wyoming, Casper, and, you know, all over the place. That's just with my personal life. And then on my music side of things, you know, Nebraska and Albuquerque and, you know, getting Phoenix, out to Phoenix and stuff. So you spend a lot of time on the road.
Right.
So I wrote this song with the working person. Don't want to say just man there, right? Because I know plenty of women truckers and different things like that, right?
Yeah.
So when the working person is on the road, sometimes you're missing home. Sometimes it is tough. Sometimes people don't understand. But if you listen into the words of the hook, you know, it's like I can touch it, man. I can taste it. I just got to stick to the gun, stick to the plan here, and this is life on the road, you know.
Right.
And featuring Symes Carter on the verse, blessed us with the beautiful country verse. Man, just love what he's doing, and really he helped bring this song. Kind of rounded it out there, you know.
Very nice.
So yeah, Life on the Road by Ally featuring Symes Carter.
With Symes Carter, definitely.
That's right. Let's go.
Well, we really look forward to hearing even more and more coming from you.
Sure.
And just everything that you're doing. Please keep in touch with K4CO Radio.
You know
we love it. You know it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you've been listening to LI, and it's just absolutely awesome. You can catch this interview if you're just tuning in. It will be on our YouTube in a few days. Of course, all of our interviews get uploaded to our YouTube channel, K4CO Radio, a few days after after. So definitely subscribe to that. And thank you again very much.
Absolutely. Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
No problem.
Appreciate you guys.
Here is L.I. featuring Symes Carter with Life on the Road. You guys take care and have a great rest of the day.
Match up my luggage, we traveling kinda heavy on. Leave a tip at the Mary, I keep moving, keep shooting. On the right side of losing, can't stay forever, but music transcend the author who moves it. We coastin', my portion need focus, no caution, no bosses, just working the process, came through the storm, made my way through the weeds. From Nebraska to pasture, laid the foundation, the chapter piece. The mountains are moving peaks, the oceans are parting peace. The problems are solving peace, we live in forever peace. The world that I know, be the first one I change. I know tomorrow's not promised, so I just live for the day. Let's go. Motion and the music, chord, percussion, grooving, rocking, going through it. That's just life on the road. Keep it moving, closer, I can touch it. Hold up, ain't no rushing. That's just life on the road. That's just life on the road. Yeah, that's just part of my soul. That's just part of my soul. Yeah.
This is all that I know. This life on the road. I've been in this game so long. I can't wait to get home. Time pass when I'm gone, but I'll see you tomorrow. And I'll keep drinking at this bar, and I'll keep shooting for these stars. It doesn't matter the time or day, I'll be there. That's just life on the road.
Motion and the music, chord, percussion, grooving, rocking, going through it. That's just life on the road. Keep it moving, closer, I can touch it. Hold up, ain't no rushing. That's just life on the road. That's just life on the road. Yeah, that's just part of my soul. That's just part of my soul. Yeah. Motion and the music, chord, percussion, grooving, rocking, going through it. That's just life on the road. Keep it moving, closer, I can touch it. Hold up, ain't no rushing. That's just life on the road. That's just life on the road. Yeah, that's just part of my soul. That's just part of my soul. Yeah.
You're listening to K4CO Radio, giving you only the best mix of music.